All right, so in this video, I'm going to be sitting here with Jared Bouse. He's the owner of Full Circle Pipe here in Great Bend, Kansas. And, this is a case study for steel fence builders and how, Jared's been able to become the #1 supplier for steel fence builders who want a one-stop shop for pre-cleaned structural pipe and steel fencing supplies of any quantity shipped anywhere. So, Jared, what was it that took you to get in? Like you got into the steel fencing supply business, and you noticed that a lot of these guys didn't have a one-stop shop thing. So how did you set this up to make sure that was a thing?
A lot of the places that you go to, you can either only get pipe, or only get sucker rods, or only get fencing materials. We've combined them all, so we have everything on site ready to go. We do the oil field pipe, we do the sucker rods, we do the fencing material all here in-house.
So like if somebody is doing regular projects and regular jobs and they're always needing something that they know, a place where it has the supply and everything, you guys can do miles and miles of 5-bar pipe if you need to.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. Yes, with the pipe or the sucker rods, pretty well any project you're going to take on we can handle.
Okay, cool. So another thing that I've noticed about because before I talked to you, I did some research on different supply companies, and one thing I noticed is you guys really take extra care to clean the pipe, and it seems like that's a pretty big deal. So why is that such a big deal to somebody that is a steel fence builder, having clean structural pipe?
It's the age-old answer. It's time and money. It saves you a ton of time, saves you a ton of money in the long run. Getting pipe and it's ready to start cutting on and start welding on. You don't have to spend the time wire wheeling stuff off or cleaning off or anything like that. As soon as you get it and it's dropped on location, it's ready to start putting fence up.
So the picture on the screen right now is this your pipe cleaning machine. Kind of explain what's going on here.
Okay. The inside is a head that spins and air operated. It's got carbide teeth in it, and it spins called a rattle, and it cleans out the inside of that pipe. The ID, it's an ID rattle, cleans off the entire inside of the pipe, and then while that's happening, it has a wire brush, and it is wire brushing the OD of the pipe as well. So what you get in the finish is you get a clean ID and OD pipe. So regardless of what you're doing, if you need to sleeve it or what have you, it's the ID's just as clean as the OD.
That's actually pretty interesting, because when we just went out there and took this picture before we did this little interview here, I didn't realize it cleaned inside the pipe. Mm-hmm. So if you're cutting it and welding it and putting ends together or caps or anything, that's probably pretty important.
Oh, absolutely, and it's another time saver. It's just you're certain that the pipe that you get, you're not going to have to fight on the caps or fight on the clips or anything like that. It all goes together smooth just the way it's supposed to.
So that's kind of a secret weapon, that you have been to all the steel fence builders that you supply to, because you're able to essentially increase their profits and save them a ton of time, and their job probably ends up looking a lot better at the end of the day because the pipe's clean. And the welds are probably much cleaner. They don't have that slag type stuff happening because the ends aren't clean per se.
Absolutely.
So that's a big deal. I also, while we're here on that subject, one thing that when I was searching out there and I was looking at these different companies, I noticed that some of these guys, a lot of them, well, I didn't see any, frankly, that had the clean pipe inside and out, so that's a big deal. The other one was, I noticed that, maybe some of these personal individuals that sell pipe, things like that, they just didn't have the supply, and you have like an extremely large supply.
Yes, we do. We can, there are very few jobs in the country that we would not be able to handle.
Yeah, and you deliver, like you did. I mean, you're Central Kansas here, so mm-hmm. Great Bend. So you're kind of right in the middle of the United States. So shipping is pretty nice for you on that side of things. And I noticed you have, well, the picture here on the screen. You're standing by this forklift and you're in this flatbed truck. So you guys do forklift delivery?
Yes. Yep. And it's completely self-contained. You don't have to hire somebody to unload it. You don't have to have somebody on location there. One of your guys pulling them away from what they're doing. Completely self-sufficient. He pulls in, he unloads, you sign the sheet, and he's out of your hair.
That's awesome. And you said, I mean, you've got a big shipment going to Louisiana right now. You ship up to Iowa. You said, I mean, how far out have you went right now, east or west?
East Coast, West Coast, Montana, Wyoming, anywhere pretty well in the U.S. We'll ship it anywhere we need to. There's trucks rolling all the time.
Awesome. So I was looking, when I was doing some of the research before we had sat down and talked here, I noticed that some guys, they're worried about, well, if I, as steel fence builder, some of them were saying, well, they get kind of upset because they'll order some pipe and it's either got blowouts or it's got splits in the pipe. And you guys take extra care to make sure that that's not going to be a part of it.
Yes, every joint is sorted through. You are guaranteed no blows or splits in the pipe that you get from us.
And that's another big thing, to have a reliable source of quality structural pipe, because nothing's worse than getting a load, you're trying to do a project, and here it is, you've got a couple sticks that are split or blown out, and that I mean, that's not good. But you guys don't do that.
Nope.
And you guys are quick turnaround. Like I noticed.
Absolutely, yes. It just a lot of it depends on the trucks that we can get, but a lot of it's we get the orders in the morning and the truck's headed out of the yard in the afternoon.
So this picture here that's on the screen right now, you're standing by a bunch of like casing that people buy for corner posts. It looks like you're kind of sorting out what do you guys sell a lot of, or will you have all the casing for corner posts and all the corner post type jobs?
Oh yeah, yep. All the casing for the corner post. Yeah, the picture is just us sorting through that casing. We're pulling out the good stuff, throwing out the bad to make sure that you get a good casing for your posts, and then we can cut them down to any length, whatever you want. We cut them with a bandsaw. It's a nice straight edge cut, and same thing. They're bundled. We can load them. We can deliver them on a truck. Smaller orders we deliver with pickups.
And I remember one other time I was here and we were kind of getting some pictures and stuff for the website. I remember that you said that one guy had really commented when they get sucker rod or anything like that from you, they really like it, because a lot of guys will get sucker rod and it's all in disarray and all over the place, and yours is pre-bundled up and it's really easy to just lift off and sit down, and it makes the job easier there too.
Yes, yep, bundled in 3 spots in bundles of 25. So when they come on the truck, you don't get them mixed in and stuck in the forks, and you have rods going every which direction. You slide forks under them, you grab a couple of bundles at once, however much you can pick up. They come off nice and clean. You know exactly how many are in each bundle. You know how many rods you have to start the project with.
No, again, where I've seen a lot, like I was telling you, by where I live, there's a lot of, horse ranches and stuff like that, and they use everything that you're selling here to get everything done for like corrals and all that stuff. So you work with, who do y'all work with? You said farmers?
Farmers, ranchers, feedlots, fence builders. Fence builders are a big part of what we do, just because we have everything and we can be there with it when they need it in the quantities that they need. But we also we support the weekend warriors just as much. We have a lot of local guys that come in and they'll come in and get 5 or 6 posts. They have us cut them off. They'll get 5 or 10 caps, something like that. We do it all. It's small projects, big projects. We'll do anything.
Yeah. So for the guy that's building like a structural barn, or a barn made up, with a structural frame inside of it, or the feedlots that are, they have the awnings over there by the feeders and over equipment that's out in a field that doesn't need to be getting a bunch of sun damage or just weather. And then you guys also, people that are doing the big entryways or big swinging gates, or even the cattle guards that are in the ground and chutes. And you guys have supplied for all that.
Oh yeah, for all of it.
Awesome. So another thing was that you guys had all the fencing materials. I noticed, here in this picture, we've got it laid out here on your desk. I know I kind of hit Jared just out of the blue with this stuff. I wanted to just put it up here for him and help him out with getting all this out here, as busy as they are. But you've got these fence materials laid out on the table. What are we looking at here? You're
looking at turnbuckles. You're looking at cables, cable clamps, rod clips, belly rail clips, weld-on post dome caps. They're
You got those saddles.
And the saddle caps as well that slide in the end of the pipe, so you don't have to saddle the pipe. That's pretty well what you're looking at. These are your real common fencing materials. Whether you're gonna crossbar it with tubing or rods or cable or what have you, we've got all that stuff here for you.
And so that's that little simple two-part system you have where you can supply all the pipe supply that they need that's been pre-cleaned, structural, and then you also have all the fencing materials to get the job done. So you're really like, you save them so much time because you have everything to complete the project right there. Now you sell sand line too.
Oh yeah, yep.
So
5/8 sand line, then we go down to 3/16 cable, 1/4-inch cable, even for your smaller projects and stuff.
And so for the guy that does things either, you know, in larger proportion or needs, you know, bigger diameter and stuff like that, what size of pipe do you carry most typically? I mean, I know I've heard you can get like some really big pipe, but what other sizes do you commonly carry, like that you have all the time?
The common sizes we carry are 2 3/8, 2 7/8, 3.5 tubing, 3.5 drill pipe, 4.5 casing, 4.5 drill pipe, 5.5 casing, 7-inch, and up to 10 3/4 we keep in stock all the time.
Okay, cool. So when somebody orders from you, it's pretty simple. They can call you, they could send you an email, they can do whatever. But when somebody typically, like some of the steel fence builders you work with, when they order, what's kind of the process like? I know it's probably pretty simple, but just kind of for the guy that's listening that's never heard of you before, what does that process look like?
Our process is very simple. It's a phone call with an order and an address, and I would take it from there. I'll handle freight. So I'll line up trucks and everything. We'll get them loaded. I'll get them addresses and all that, and your trucks will show up to your location when you're ready for them.
And
real simple process.
You know, as any business owner could know listening to this right now, when you can get everything in one spot, it alleviates you having to spend the time searching on the phone or pay somebody to do all the phone searching, or, you know, trying to get all the parts and pieces and, you know, everything together to finally get the dang thing coming. And then if you do get it from different places, you know, they might be a day late in shipping, and this gets here before that. And so kind of what it does is it doesn't allow you to bid jobs properly, because you kind of don't know when you're going to get all your stuff, and if you're the guy that's doing a lot of different projects, you don't want to just stock a bunch of stuff because you don't know. So it'd be great to just know that you could call somebody, they'd have what you need, you can order it and it can get shipped to you. And I just really like that about you guys. So what, you know, to kind of wrap this up, I guess, what led you into this field? Like, how long have you been doing this? What got you into it?
I've been doing this myself for about 10 years. I started years ago. I worked for a friend of mine. Things were kind of slow in the oil patch, and we decided to go on to start selling pipe. And when we started selling it, we were selling new pipe, downhole casing mainly. But then the casing led into the tubing, and naturally, if you deal in pipe, you're going to be in the structural end of it just because you have to be. You have to keep things moving, and since then I've owned some supply companies and stuff, some oil field supply companies that deal with the downhole tubing and the rods, and so again I've been selling the structural stuff for a lot of years.
So, like you said, I mean, this isn't your only company that you own. I mean, you handle a lot of this different parts and pieces that move throughout the whole process of this business. So you have that knowledge in the industry. So when a guy calls you maybe with a particularly off the wall thing, it's not anything that you're not going to be able to figure out, understand, or handle.
Oh, so, correct. Yeah. Well, and on either end of it, for the structural, the fence building end of it, or the downhole end of it, we pretty well try to cover the full gamut here.
Very good, very good. So you've got a huge yard here. You've got a lot of pipe. I mean, you guys, we just walked the yard to get some of these pictures that you guys have been looking at here on the screen, and you've got guardrail here. Let's put that picture up. So here you're standing by some guardrail. I know it's not a lot. You said you just shipped out some there, but you've been selling a lot of guardrail, and you guys have that.
Oh yeah. Yes, the guardrail and the guardrail posts if you choose to use it. Not a lot of guys use the guardrail posts. It's most of the time it's steel posts that they put on, but the guardrail is really more of a decorative steel fence. And it's don't get me wrong, it's a heck of a sturdy fence, and it's galvanized, so it'll last forever. But the guardrail tends to add a little more class to the fence. So yes, we move quite a bit of guardrail.
Yeah, I know some of the guys that, when I was doing my research and we were looking through things, I seen a lot of different guys that work with, horses and cattle ranches, they do, I know there's a company here in Kansas, they do a lot of really nice guardrail stuff, and it's good that you have that, because from when I looked around, most of your pipe suppliers, they didn't offer guardrail.
Yeah.
So, and you said it was galvanneal?
No, galvanized, not galvanneal.
Okay.
Galvanneal is the lightweight, kind of the automotive industry type of stuff. It's not as high a quality.
But you
and
have
the stuff is galvanized.
Okay. Very good. All right, great. So, well, I guess that about covers it. I'm sure if people have questions, if they want to get quotes from you, again, being able to be a one-stop shop for these steel fence builders, or even like you said, the weekend warrior, or people that are building these entryways and big swinging gates and stuff like that. It's just great that you have the pre-cleaned structural pipe. I can't talk about enough how much that must save those guys time, and know that they're going to have a good looking product at the end. But what's the best way to get a hold of you, or what are the options there?
The best way to get a hold of us, there's a phone number at the bottom of the screen, or you can scroll down and fill out the form, and that form comes directly to me. So either I or somebody in the office will get back in touch with you.
Okay.
Again, the phone is the best option. Or just call up, and typically you'll get me. I try to stay on top of the phones.
Yeah, and you're not one of those companies that, if you were to fill out that form below, you're not going to pester them or do anything like that. You're just straight business. You do it here. You guys are straight shooters and make it happen.
Yeah, you bet. Yep. Give us a shout. We'll get you taken care of, and then we can socialize afterwards.
Awesome. So, well, Jared, I appreciate you spending time here with me. I know you got people coming in here looking for you. You got trucks to load and stuff like that. So,
if there's something you're looking for, you'd prefer text, I'll give you a cell phone number, and
you send
we
pictures.
can text it too. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I'll send pictures, anything that you're looking for. You'll see it before we ever load it.
Awesome. All right, Jared. Well, thanks. And guys, go down there and either call Jared or fill out the form, and he'll get right back with you within a business day.
All right. Thank you.